आज के हमारे गेस्ट हैं डेल स्टेन, जनूबी अफ्रीका के अजीम फास्ट बॉलर.
Sarfaraz went out last night, scored some runs. He looked amazing.
Will the absence of Chris Gayle affect Quetta?
I don't think it relies to. It boils down to one player that's going to win you cricket games. Pakistan seems to just have a machine that just spits out fast bowlers left, right, and centre. Shaheen Afridi is. I had a chat to him last year during the PSL, and he's just gone like. And Babar is just another wonderful player. The main topic is how much money did you go for in this IPL? And that's just me being brutally honest.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं हूं सलीम खालिक और आप लोग देख रहे हैं प्रोग्राम क्रिकेट कॉर्नर. पीएसएल के हवाले से स्पेशल शोज हम लोग कर रहे हैं जिसमें आपकी मुलाकात करा रहे हैं पाकिस्तानी और गैर मुल्की सुपरस्टार से. तो आज के हमारे गेस्ट हैं डेल स्टेन, जनूबी अफ्रीका के अजीम फास्ट बॉलर जो क्वेटा ग्लैडिएटर्स की नुमाइंदगी के लिए पाकिस्तान आए हैं. एक मैच उन्होंने अब तक खेला है जिसमें उनकी परफॉर्मेंस इतनी अच्छी नहीं रही थी. उनकी टीम अब तक 3 मैचेस हार चुकी है. तो डेल स्टेन से बात करेंगे वजूहात क्या है इनकी, पाकिस्तानी नौजवान पेसर्स के बारे में वो क्या राय रखते हैं. तो गुफ्तगू का आगाज करते हैं. वेलकम टू पाकिस्तान.
Thank you very much.
What are your targets for this year PSL?
All in all, you just want to kind of go out there and do the best you can and try and win games so that we can get to the finals. That's why we play these tournaments, try and win the trophy, So I think that's the ultimate goal.
You only picked up 2 wickets in 4 matches for Islamabad last year. You must be eager to improve your performance this year.
Yeah, I mean, I came in last year. It was a short kind of space, and then COVID hit. So, things happen quite quickly. I mean, last night I was lucky enough. I got 2 wickets. My last over didn't exactly go to plan, but I'm not really counting on the wickets. The thing is, you want to win games. That's the big thing. So, yeah, I'm always keen to improve my performances, but I mean, those are not guaranteed. So we do what we can and we hope for the best.
Do you think Karachi pitch offers less help for pacers?
I think it's pretty even. It's not too bad. I think in T20, the pitches have been pretty good. You look at the scores yesterday. I don't know what the score was before us, but the night before there was a game that was chased down, 200 just chased down. All the teams batting second have seemed to win so far. So it gives you the good idea, a good impression that chasing is really good, and that often means that it's good for batting. So it doesn't the pitch doesn't deteriorate, it doesn't get worse. So yeah, I think later in the evening, maybe with a bit of dew and everything like that, it is a little bit more difficult. But in my experience of playing in Pakistan and playing in the subcontinent, the pitches are very rarely like sporty or fast bowler, kind of like very helpful for the fast bowlers or anything like that. You've got to be smart, you've got to have a little bit of luck, and you've got to be very good with your execution.
Why are teams struggling to defend targets during ongoing PSL so far?
Yeah, look, I wasn't here for the first 2 games. I arrived, I think, when we were playing our second game, and I was in quarantine. So I can't really remember it much. It's been a bit of a blur since I've arrived. But last night I think we had the game really, and we had the game. I wouldn't say you've ever got the game in the bag, but probably our last 4 to 3 to last 2 overs, to be honest with you, we were 1 wicket away from closing out that game. You get Wahab out an over earlier, you get Rutherford out maybe an over earlier, and it's a different ball game. Bowling in death here seems to be very difficult. I don't think it's just been the Quetta Gladiators that have struggled. I think most teams have really struggled to bowl in the death, and there's a fine line, and that's where I think the games have been won and lost. If you have a good final 2 overs, you can win the game, and if you have a bad final 2 overs, you can lose it. So yeah, we're just struggling to get over the hurdle. But we put in some good performances. I think last night was one of our better performances, on a good batting track. And we fell just short. I think we played the better cricket for 35 of the 40 overs. and they played the best cricket for 5 overs was the most important part of the game. And that's what mattered most.
You must be happy with the performance of Sarfaraz and Azam Khan.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's other guys that are putting in some good performances. Sarfaraz went out last night, scored some runs. He looked amazing. You know, Faf came in and straight out of quarantine, you know, put his foot down and laid down the hammer. Azam scored some runs last night. So, like, everybody, I think, is contributing. I think even the bowlers did really nicely last night, you know, and the fielding was really good last night. We dropped maybe one simple catch, but I thought our fielding was really good on a skiddy surface. Yeah, just unfortunate that the last 3 overs didn't go our way. You know, some big hits went there, and you know, you bowl 2 or 3 bad balls, both of those or 3 of those go for 6. It's a game changer. So overall, I'm not too perturbed, but it would have been nice to get over the line last night. You know, to have played 3-1-1, just get one under the belt and get going from there. That would have been really good for us.
Will the absence of Chris Gayle affect Quetta chances in the PSL?
Well, he's been replaced by somebody who's, wouldn't say he's got the same numbers. I mean, Chris Gayle's just a bit of a freak, you know, like he's a T20 god, you know. But when you look at his replacement and the guys that we've got here in the shed here, they're incredible players. Faf du Plessis has just flown in. Tom Banton is somebody that's been around for the last 2 years. He's done extremely well. Cameron Delport got a go last night. He unfortunately didn't get going. He got one to point, but you never know. But, you know, there's good players here. You know, I don't think it boils down to one player that's going to win you cricket games. Everybody's got to kind of pull their weight. But Chris is a big name player. You know, I think he puts players under pressure the night before the game. You know, left arm spinners are going to bed the night before the game. They're already getting very nervous to bowl to him. So that's the kind of effect that Chris Gayle has on teams. But we've got good replacements.
What impact will the return of crowd have on the players?
I thought it was good last night that there was finally a crowd. You know, I played in 1 or 2 other leagues back end of last year, and it just felt really weird to get yourself pumped up to play. You know, like so it's nice to have even a little bit of a crowd. It gets a little bit of energy, and it's really nice. And I remember playing in the PSL last year, and people were just so happy to have cricket back in Pakistan. It didn't matter which team they were there to support. They were just happy to watch cricket. You know, they would celebrate a boundary just as much as they would celebrate a wicket. It didn't matter who it was coming from. So, yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing more and more crowds. Unfortunately, with this COVID situation, you know, I'm no doctor. I don't know where the stance is on that right now, but it is great to have a crowd again. I can tell you that. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Azam Khan is fond of fishing like you. Have you guys made any plans in this regard?
Yeah, we've been sharing a couple photos and sharing a couple stories about it. But, you know, unfortunately, whilst you're in the bubble over here, you're not allowed to leave the hotel. You're not allowed to get out as much as we once did in the past. So we'll make a plan, you know. So for right now, we talk about our fishing stories and we concentrate on our cricket. And then when the cricket's finished, we can concentrate on the fishing and talk about the cricket.
How do you rate the standard of PSL as compared to other leagues?
No, it's great. It's really good. You know, I've also never seen so many fast bowlers in my life. Pakistan seems to just have a machine that just spits out fast bowlers left, right, and center. And cricket's not easy. You know, like there's good players. You're playing against the best Pakistan players that represent Pakistan, along with great other international players that are thrown into the mix. You know, it's right up there with all the other tournaments in the world. It's just boils down to, you know, exposure and who's aware of it, you know, and that's what it really boils down to. But in terms of cricket, I can promise you right now, the game that I played last night was as high a level as that I've played in any other league that I participate in.
How do you rate Pakistan young pacers like Shaheen, Afridi, Haris, Rauf, and Hassan?
Yeah, they're ridiculous. Shaheen Afridi I had a chat to him last year during the PSL, and he's just gone like, I think he broke his thumb or his hand or something like that last year at one stage, and he was a little bit down, but he was amazing. And I just also come out of from Australia. I was playing at the Melbourne Stars, and Harris Rauf was there with me, and I was so impressed by him. And it wasn't long after that he started playing for Pakistan. So like I said, there's just like this breeding machine of fast bowlers here in Pakistan, which is great to see, because, the wickets are not conclusive or conducive to fast bowling. So, the fact that there are so many fast bowlers coming out of here is fantastic to see. And because I'm a fast bowler, I'm a fan of fast bowling, I do like to see that happen. So yeah, and it's great. And I think the way that the captains use their fast bowlers here in this country is also fantastic. They can have the option of playing a test match and bowling 70 overs of spin from before the second new ball, but there seems to be a good combination of using quicks throughout the day and stuff like that, which is really good, because when people are watching the game, it means that they want to become fast bowlers rather than just watching spinners and wanting to become a spinner. Watching someone like Hassan Ali take 5 wickets against South Africa proves that. It just adds to that breed of growing fast bowlers. It's great to see.
Are you looking forward to bowling to one of the best T20 batsmen in the world, Babar Azam, in upcoming matches?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to bowling to whoever's in front of me. Babar is a great player. Last night we came across some good players, and it really doesn't matter who you're bowling against. Awab Riaz came in at the end there last night. He only faced 8 balls and he won the game for his team. So every player that you bowl to comes with their difficulties of trying to get them out or restrict them. And Babar is just another wonderful player. So yeah, a great opportunity again to try and get him out or bowl against him. You never know. I might not even bowl a ball to him. 4 overs and he might get a duck. Who knows? But he's a wonderful batsman. He really, really is, and he's been fantastic the last couple of years.
Why did you decide against playing IPL this year?
I just wanted to take a little bit more time off. To be honest with you, I found that playing in other leagues was slightly more rewarding as a player. I think when you go to IPL, there's such big squads and there's so many big names and there's so much emphasis on maybe the amount of money that players earn and everything like that, that sometimes somewhere along the line, the cricket kind of gets forgotten. And when you come to like a PSL or a Sri Lankan Premier League, for that matter, there really is there's an importance on the cricket. I've only been here for a couple of days, and I've had people in and out of my room just wanting to know about where I've played and how I went about it and how I did all of that kind of stuff. Whereas sometimes when you go to something like the IPL, that kind of gets forgotten. And the main topic is how much money did you go for in this IPL? And that's just me being brutally honest. So, I wanted to probably stay away from that this year and really put more emphasis on playing and bringing good vibes to good cricket teams and tournaments that I feel are worth it.
Thank you very much, Dale. Our best wishes with you and your team, Quetta Gladiators. Thanks for your time. तो डेल स्टेन की गुफ्तगू आपने सुनी और अपनी टीम की मुसलसल शिकस्तों के बावजूद वो परफॉर्मेंस से मुतमईन है और उन्हें उम्मीद है अगले मैचों में अच्छे नताइज भी सामने आएंगे। बाबर आजम से मुकाबले की भी मुंतज़िर हैं PSL में वो। तो फिर इंशाल्लाह मैं किसी और गेस्ट के साथ आपकी खिदमत में हाजिर हूँगा। अल्लाह हाफिज़।